Now, for us to get our roof, we need to indicate the roof members also, right? And for us to indicate that, this is not needed anymore. Okay, this is not needed. And then um, for us to indicate our roof members, then we need to be very careful. And then, okay, let's start with this. Let's draw this out. Now let's copy this here, 25, right? 25. Is it right now? This is 50 to the right, and also 50 to the left, right? So now let's delete this off. Hmm. Okay, wait. I think before this, we should be having these our rafters, right? These are our rafter, and then above our rafter, we should be having the purlins and then the roofing sheet, right? Okay. Let's just create that beneath this right here. Let's create that beneath this right here. Come on, let's erase this off. Okay, so now let's create our rafter offsets 100. We're having this. Let's it's okay. Let's start with our roofing sheet. Okay, set as use 25. Okay, for our roofing sheet, first of all, right? Then let's go ahead and then our purlins, right? Our purlins, and then our rafter. Okay, so now that's that. Now let's edit this area here. I need to edit this. So here, okay, come in. Okay, there's a mistake here somewhere. Let's return that. Let's edit this out as our 50, our purlins, right? Purlins, and then our rafters, right? Okay, let's do the same thing here also. And let's erase a line here. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Now, let's now offset this outside as our roofing sheets. Right, offset, let's use 25 as our roofing sheets above the woods, right? Okay, so now let's do that. Okay, now this our roofing sheets now will now be extending a little bit. We should have done that in the elevation area also. Let's just kind of extend it a little bit. It will be extending a little bit across the eaves, right? Okay, now we are having something like this. This is what we should be having here, right? Okay, so now let's join them together. Okay, so we are good to go, and then just turn this off. All right, then similarly here also we are going to do the same thing here, and then we are extending this a little bit, which is 100, right? And here also 100. Okay, and then Draw a line here and then chamfer them together as our roofing sheet, right? Okay, so now we are good to go. Let's just come here and edit this very well. Okay, and I think we are good to go. Yes. So now, here now, what I just did here now, once we start arranging our group members, we've done for the wall place, the tie beam, and the foundation. Now, we first need to create our king post here, right? Which will be in the middle here, and from there we'll be joining our rafter, which is the slant wood, which is always placed across from which will be pinning down your roof, your wall plate here for your roof to the king post here, right? Now, which is this. Now, after that, we'll now be having woods placed horizontally across our rafter to the other end of our building, to the other end of the roof part, which will be placed across here. So now let's just go ahead and do that. Let's create our Paulins now. Let's create our Paulins. Be doing that here. Let's do this, and then let's offset this 50. Okay, okay, okay. Let's trim this out. First of all, let's trim this out. Okay, so now let's select this, copy, and then let's give it a distance from here to, let's say, 900, right? Which is the, oh, okay. Let's give it 900 like this. Sorry. Copy. 9. Is this straight? No, the line is not straight. Sorry. Okay. Let's start again. This is 900, right? Okay. Which is this, right? Okay. So now what we just need to do now is we need to extend it. Let's extend. Want the boundary to be here, right? Okay. Now let's extend it up to that level, and then let's trim it. We only need it here. Okay. Yeah. So now what we just need to do now is to copy it continuously like that. Let's copy from this point here and to place it here, right? We need another one here. So I'm giving them the same equal distance of 900, right? Okay. Now let's just go ahead and fix them like that. Okay. As our polyns. So we'll only be seeing the front side of our polyns, not the full length anymore, since it's going across the roof to the other end, right? So now let's just mirror them to the other side of our roof. See what we got, see what we're having. Now let's mirror. Having this, right? So just the same thing. And then above that, we're having our roofing sheet. The roofing sheet is to be attached to our purlins here, right? Will be attached to it. So just a thin roofing sheet. Okay, so that's what we're having. We're good to go. Now let's design our king post and the rest of the struts. Okay, and let's go ahead and design our king post. Let's just draw a line here. Okay, and then let's offset the distance of 50 meter, and then from to the right and then to the left also. So now let's delete this. It's not needed. So now let us copy this with a distance of 1200. See what is going to be. Okay, 2400, right? We're having 3600. I'm giving it an equal spacing of 1200, right? So 3600 plus 1200 will be having, is that not 4800, right? Okay, we're good to go. So what we just need to do now is to trim out this. Let's give it the boundary of that, and then let's trim out all this. So now we're having our strut. So now we just have to mirror it down to the other end. So now what we have. So let's select it and then mirror it to the other end. Now let's mirror. Right, okay. And then we are good to go. Yeah, so this is just what we need to do for our section XS. And then let us, we section them. Our walls that we section our block work should be indicated, right? Should be indicated that it section our ground level here and everything also should be indicated. So let's just copy this, bring it here, and indicate this as our ground level. Right, this is our ground level. Okay, so let's copy it to the other side here also as our ground level also. Okay, and then we're good to go.